Hello everyone and welcome to Blogger Everything, and welcome back to this channel, and a special welcome to all my first time visitors. As I said in my last upload, which was a bit ago, I have been hard at work putting together this video, taking a look back at the month of October so we can pick out the top performing players as well as the player of the month. If you like what you're seeing at any point, do remember to leave a like on the video and hit subscribe to help the community here keep growing. We recently hit 1.4k subs and I thank you all for that. And we're not so far off from reaching the promised land of 2k, so feel free to hit subscribe if you haven't already so you can keep up with all the content as well. There will be quite a bit of stuff coming your way, including a special video where I'll be looking at the changes that Xavi Hernandez has already made at FC Barcelona. Without further ado, let's get right into the top performers of October 2021. October was very much a month that was all business and no playing. So unless you're FC Barcelona, that is. As we all know, October turned out to be a month that was chock full of high-profile matches as Barca took on Atletico, Valencia and Real Madrid in 3 consecutive games in La Liga, as well as a must-win Champions League home tie against Dynamo Kiev. All in all, Barca played 6 matches in October and they only managed 2 wins, suffering 3 defeats and drawing 1 game. With all that said, there were still some players to choose from, though I will admit that there weren't as many high-performing players to pick from. But I picked from the players who made an appearance in at least 2/3 of the available matches. So the players that I thought were Barca's best performers for the month of October were Marc-Andre ter Stegen, Memphis Depay, Ansu Fati, Serginho Dest, and Gavi. First up, let's talk about Marc-Andre ter Stegen. The German shot-stopper had a particularly tough time of it in October as he had some solid performances against Valencia and Real Madrid, as well as some downright frustrating matches against Atleti, Rayo and Alaves, where he wasn't able to keep clean sheets, and for the most part it wasn't really his fault. He managed to keep his first clean sheet of this season's Champions League campaign though, and had he not, Barca would be all but guaranteed playing Europa League football. Although I must admit that clean sheet at the Camp Nou had a lot to do with how terrible Dinamo have been in the Champions League, but nevertheless, ter Stegen I felt was a good place to start in looking at our top performers, especially since I do believe he had a very outstanding performance against Valencia. I'll now move on though from the most senior player on this list to an absolute rookie in Gavi. Gavi shot to fame after making his professional debut with the Spanish national team playing in a UEFA Nations League semi-final against European champions Italy. His performances in a Barca shirt weren't quite as great as what we saw in the semi-final of the Nations League, but nevertheless, he performed a very crucial role of doing whatever his managers Ronald Koeman and Sergi Barjuan asked of him. In fact, he didn't just do it, he did it very well. In El Clasico, Toni Kroos had one of his more limited outings, I should say, owing heavily to the hard work that Gavi was putting in, denying him time and space on the ball. The youngster also put in some impressive shifts against Valencia and in a short cameo away to Rayo. This Barca team relies very heavily on youth. They did so during the month of October, and so the next 2 players are 2 of the youngest who have ever pulled on the Blaugrana colors in the past couple of seasons. First up, it's Serginho Dest. Dest came into the month of October in some of the best form of his career at Barca, fresh off a game-winning performance on international duty for the United States, where he scored and assisted. Scored an absolute worldie, by the way. His form as well as the injury crisis led to Ronald Koeman opting to experiment with playing Dest as a right winger in his first match back for Barcelona against Valencia. The American repaid Koeman by putting in a top performance where he dominated the right flank, even nullifying Jose Gaya for large portions of the game, and he topped it off with a brilliant assist for Felipe Coutinho. He followed that up with another assist in El Clasico for Kun Agüero as he got the better of Ferland Mendy to set up the Argentine. He should have also scored in that Clasico as he missed a chance at point-blank range. In fact, he did the same in a defeat to Rayo, but I really can't hold that against him because he was playing out of position and he doesn't have the necessary instincts to put those chances away. But somebody who does have the instincts to put chances away is Barca's number 10, Ansu Fati. October was the month where we finally got to see Fati return to Barcelona's starting 11, and what a return it was. After coming on as a sub against Atleti and Dinamo to limited effect, Fati finally returned to Barcelona's starting 11 against Valencia, and boy did he have an impact. He scored a wonder goal and won a penalty to help Barca recover from an early Valencia goal to eventually win the match 3-1. He followed up that display with a solid performance against Real that had everything but a goal or an assist. He then had to sit out the remaining 2 fixtures of October against Rayo and Alaves because Barca needed to manage his minutes, and Barca ended up not really managing to win either of those fixtures, in large part because they didn't have him on the pitch. Otherwise, one can only suspect that those matches could have played out very differently had Ansu Fati participated, even in some small part. Finally, we come to the last name on my list of top performers for October, and it is of course Memphis Depay. It never took Memphis too long to adjust to playing in a Barcelona shirt and to be the one who everyone turned to in the hopes of making something happen. In that regard, October was a very hit and miss sort of month for the Dutch talisman. He scored a crucial goal and a stunning goal against Valencia and Alaves respectively, but then he also went missing, to be honest, against Atletico Madrid and missed a penalty against Rayo. Now, in his defense, pretty much all of Barca's team went missing at Atleti, and you can argue he could have had at least 2 more assists if Dest could finish better, chances against Real and against Rayo. Nevertheless, very few good things happened for Barcelona without Memphis Depay's involvement, and so he was definitely one of Barca's top performers in October, and we still await for him to break his Champions League duck. So, with all that said, I am now just left with picking the player of the month for October. It really felt like an obvious choice in that, of course, I'm going to say Ansu Fati. But looking closely at Barca's performances with the Masia gem on the pitch shows exactly why he has been player of the month in October, and why he will probably be player of the month just about as much as anyone else, as long as he plays 2/3 of the matches available in that month. Fati was tasked with replacing a man who has so far been a symbol for Barcelona. While he has nowhere near as much capacity to solve problems for Barca as Messi had, the early signs are quite promising. Fati is often showing for the ball, trying to make things happen with either his movement or his link-up play, or both. Whenever he gets on the ball, he's put the opposition on the back foot and, crucially, oozes confidence. These are the very things that Barcelona lacked in their defeat to Rayo and the draw with Alaves. I could probably make a whole video talking about what Fati brings to Barca, and maybe one day I will. Let me know in the comments if I should. But for now, I'll just be content to say that Ansu Fati is Blaugrana Everything Player of the Month for October 2021. That's it from me, guys, but before I sign off, let me know in the comments who your standout performers were from October. Was there anyone who you felt that I left out? I honestly don't think I left anybody out. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, and Forza Barca.